Welcome back, guys. So the Redfin CEO coming out and saying that the housing market has bottomed as we continue to build more and more of these around here. They, of course, are talking about total sales bottoming, not price. Let's be clear on that. So don't get that construed. But yeah, they're basically saying we've hit rock bottom and don't expect it to change anytime soon. I don't know who is expecting it to change anytime soon, but I guess there's some people out there still thinking rates are going to slam down and, you know, all the sales are going to pick up again. But I don't know. I don't think so. We are seeing, since the rates have gone from 8% down to about 7.5 with good credit here, 7.25 if you buy yourself down, we have surprisingly seen an uptick in sales, which is very concerning to me. I think if you're on the razor's edge, you're buying a house and, you know, 0.25 or 0.5% interest is going to be the determiner in if you can afford this mortgage. That's very, very dangerous. And that's something people are missing here that more people need to start considering. Everyone's talking about foreclosure waves and crashes and bubbles popping and all that. And, you know, obviously we're seeing a correction. You guys have seen my last video. Our inventory is just getting crazy down here. But I'm not so much worried about a foreclosure wave in the immediate future. Really, owner occupants, I don't think are going to have too much of a problem that have purchased in the last couple of years. Investors who mortgaged, they're in trouble, I think. But I'm really worried a year or two down the line when the people who are buying now and have been buying in the last 6 months and squeaking by on these mortgage rates, just really just getting under the margins to get into a house to avoid renting. That's when I'm, in a year or two from now, I'm worried what position they're going to be in, because not only are they pushing their debt limits to the max, but a lot of them are using the rate buy down programs. So their rates are going to adjust. And if the wages don't follow, we could see a very dangerous situation on our hands. That's assuming that their insurance doesn't go through the roof because they got a teaser rate when they bought their house. And their property tax bill isn't insurmountable because not a lot of people know that the property taxes on existing homes are extremely suppressed here because we have the Save Our Homes Act, and that has kept them low for whoever's owned it for 20 to 30 years. And when you buy it at the new purchase price, well, you're going to get whacked with a pretty hefty tax bill. And I'm not trying to be doom and gloom, guys. I just want everyone to know the reality of the situation here. Also got some comments, you know, on my last video about the insurance problems, and people were like, oh, it's not happening. You're lying. Like, are you kidding me? I mean, come on, man. Why? Why would I lie? What good would it do me? Like, why would I make this up? It's very easily researchable. You can see the problems the state is having right now. I want it to get fixed. I want something to be done. It's just being ignored, and that is what is concerning me. And people are expected to just eat these increases and these new insurance rates and new tax rates. And a lot of this state is low income and fixed income. We are not California, guys. Californians are coming here, but California has high prices and California has high paying jobs. We generally don't have a lot of those outside of major metros here. Miami is almost the new economic center of the country. That's what they were pushing it as. Northport, you can work for the county or the school system and some retail shops and dining establishments. That's it. There's not a lot of major corporations in Northport. So that's where we're so out of whack. And it's just my hope that we can get it under control. I think the pendulum is swinging, in my opinion. There's definitely, it's not what people want. I don't think it's going to be a 50%, fire sale, guys. I would love to tell you that that's what I think is going to happen. I just think the inflation has pushed it too far. There's no getting that back to where it was. And are homes going to get cheaper here? I personally believe so. Again, not investment or financial advice, but that is my personal opinion. I believe homes are starting to get cheaper here because we have so many available. There's so much competition, which is good. It drives down prices, which is why I would like some more insurance competition in the area. Right now, new insurance companies are coming in, but they are only taking the cream of the crop off of our state-run insurance. They are not, if you're on Citizens it's going to cost you more to go private, and they're going to make you do it if it's within 20% of the premium that you pay now. But it's not going to be cheaper at the end of the day. So we're getting there slowly. Oh, we got another guy here. This one's interesting. Let's take a look. Looks like we got a little ways to go there. Oh, are those turtles? I wonder if those are turtles. Something to watch out when you're buying lots down here, guys. A lot of them are low lying, so you'll see these have to be built up. This is not as drastic as some of the other ones we've seen, but we have protected endangered species down here, such as gopher tortoise and scrub jays. And scrub jays aren't too bad. If you have scrub jays on your lot, someone has to come out, do basically a feasibility study, check that the birds are there, or they can move them safely. It's usually, last I checked, I think it was like $2,000 or $3,000. It's not too crazy, but if you have gopher tortoises, ooh, man, it's last I heard, each turtle was between $4,000 to $6,000 to relocate. That's per turtle, guys. So if you're buying land down here, don't waive your feasibility studies. I don't advise that. Always get everything checked out, because you never know what is hiding in the grass. I appreciate everybody that reached out on my snowbird video, left information in the comments. It's invaluable to hear for that kind of stuff from you guys. And it was kind of solidifying what I was saying. A lot of people who have spent many years in Southwest Florida doing the snowbird thing are out of here. They're done. And if they are coming, like I said, they're not buying. Even if you're coming down here 3 to 4 months out of the year, it's going to be $12,000 to $15,000, depending on where you are, maybe even cheaper for those 3 or 4 months. But if you purchase a home, your carrying costs are going to be that for the year, and then you have maintenance and repairs, and you got to worry about a hurricane destroying it, God knows what else. So I don't think that many snowbirds are going to purchase from here on out. You know, my theory has been that they're going to sell, and a lot of people that came into the comments actually mentioned that they did sell, or this will be their last year here. They can't handle the price increases on the taxes and insurance and everything else at this point. So it's also caused many buyers, the situation down here, to reverse course. A lot of people that had their eyes on Florida have shifted. As we've mentioned before, they're heading into the Carolinas. They're heading into Georgia. They're going up in the Midwest. They're choosing to look at different areas when they were pretty much solidly set on retiring in Florida, which is creating our unique inventory here in Southwest Florida, our unique inventory situation. You have people that were planning to come, deciding not to, less houses sell. You have people who were planning to stay, deciding not to, more houses on the market. And I don't think it's going to get any better in the spring. Some areas, as you guys saw, we have over 7 months of inventory here. I've never seen that before. Blows me away to even say that to you. And if that inventory gets added to in the spring, it can be absolutely decimating here. Got a lot of flack on that video for being too negative and attacking the real estate industry. I want you guys to know I'm not being negative. I'm being a realist. I back this stuff up with the numbers and the data that I have. These are my opinions on what I think is going to occur. Well, as always, not financial or investment advice, but I'm not negative or disparaging to the industry because I want people to suffer or I want bad things to happen. I want things to improve. Prices have got to come down, or wages have got to go up. That's really the only solution right now. And people need to be able to live here, to be able to work here. We cannot completely sustain ourselves on tourists and Canadians and snowbirds. It's not going to happen. So, that's where I'm coming from that point of view. All right, so we got another new construction here, guys. Since I went low on the last one, I'm going to say this is 325 to 349 in there. And guys, this is a great example of how new construction is undercutting the market. This is a D.R. Horton build. It is not going to be in any way the pinnacle of luxury, guys, but you can get these things starting at 309. It's a brand new house. It's perfectly serviceable. It's especially great for a starter house. Or hey, even if you do want to do the snowbird thing, Get something brand new that you don't have to worry about. This is what your competition is, sellers in Port Charlotte. If you have an existing home in the 300 range, you can get them new around 300 grand. I estimated that one was going to probably be about 325 to 340 completed, but they are doing base pricing at 309 on their website. Now, a lot of people will say, well, if people can't qualify and people can't buy, that should drive rents up, shouldn't it? Theoretically, yes, but that's not what we're seeing here. We are actually seeing rental inventory continue to increase. Guys, I think I'm going to take a walk by it one day, but I went by a multifamily heavy area of our county the other day, and my Lord, they have maybe 30 to 40 duplexes going up, all being built right now over there. And that's going to just further add to our rental supply here. So it shouldn't shock anybody, guys, when tenants are faced with, rents that are $2,000, $2,500 a month, and they want first, last, and security to move in. I mean, it's $2,500. You got to bring $7,500 to move into a rental, plus application fees, plus pet deposits. Why is it any surprise that they're choosing to purchase instead? Like I've said before, the rents it's unbelievable how fast they're falling. Houses that were $2,800 are down to $2,000 fast in like 30 to 60 days. These people are massively dropping these rents because who's going to come in $2,800? I mean, who's going to come in Charlotte County with $9 grand and give you that as a deposit to rent your house? It's insane. I don't know what they were thinking. I'm not going to take $8,000 and go rent a house. And if you've got $8,000 and decent credit, you're not going to rent. That's why these units are not getting filled. And landlords are turning around like, well, what? Everyone should be renting houses because they're expensive and they can't get mortgages. Well, they're doing anything they can to get a mortgage, which again makes me concerned about 2 years down the line. What's the landscape going to look like when these people start getting pinched if wages don't go up around here? And speaking of high rents, New York City now coming out with a plan to give you $395,000. Just give you the money to build an ADU, an additional dwelling unit on your property, so you can rent it out and create more housing. Too bad there's only 15 of these grants available. Who do you think is going to get those, guys? Who do you think is going to get the 15, almost $400,000 ADU grants in New York City? Probably people's friends, I'd assume. But what a horrible, horrible idea. Just here, let's give people money so they can become landlords and add to their existing properties, which they're probably just going to try to make short-term rentals or Airbnbs, though that has kind of been nixed in New York City. Just a horrible plan, man. Like, horrible. They've also handed out millions of dollars prior to this for ADU development, so it's an ongoing thing. This is not how you fix the housing crisis anywhere, in my opinion. I think that's just ludicrous that you're going to give people $400,000 to throw a glorified garage with power and water and start renting it out on their properties. With that being said, Florida's solution to our need for low-income housing is not much better. They're basically just letting you build apartment complexes if you designate 30% of them as low-income housing, and the income requirements are laughably low. So guys, we have buyers leaving, we have homeowners and snowbirds selling, and we have investors basically on the cusp of realizing that the rents they projected are not going to happen, and I believe they will be flooding the market as well. A lot of poorly done flips coming out right now, a lot of meh Airbnbs on the market. I showed 5 houses the other day. It was pretty obvious 4 of them were short-term rentals or Airbnbs. People leave little hints. So yeah, when 80% of the showings I have in one day are previous investment properties, that's where I'm also starting to think that once the retirees who have decided it's time to go in the spring hit the market, and the last of the investors who were holding out for $3,000 rents realize it's not going to happen, that's when the spring inventory could get extremely high. That is what I got for today, guys. If you like this video, give me a like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.